場では厳粛にすべきでござるな。
久しぶりね、ドクター。改めて自己紹介するわね。論面この絵曲、次期局長のベアトリクス・スワイヤーよ。
Swire The Elegant Wit. We have a new 6-star specialist in our patch, and she's another merchant just like Lee. First off, let's take a look at her talent before we get into skills. She goes with a coin mechanic, which we will explain more further on in the skills, and then her second talent basically gives her like a revive and keeps her alive on the battlefield. Kind of like how Adele Keeper works, but you have an extra cost with it, and it's not like a substitute form, it's just she stays in that form. And then the module basically it's the same as like Jay's, where it goes from 3 to 2 DP every 3 seconds. But yeah, starting off with skill 1, she basically becomes a healing defender and has 3 stacks with it. As you can see, 3 coins maximum for each skill capacity, and uses 1 for each heal. The only difference with it compared to like other healing defenders is that the threshold is at around 70% HP, which is better than like the 50% threshold, but it could also be a bit scary against like high damaging enemies that can basically like one-shot your units. But if using Swire to tank, she basically will use that second talent to help her out. As long as you have DP, which shouldn't be a problem. And you can basically use it multiple times until you decide you want to retreat her instead without having to waste all that precious DP. In a Feline Knight's perspective, since I am kind of do want to showcase it on a Feline Knight's end, this skill's really good because we don't have too many healing options here. Like, I'm only using Folnik, and she's out of range of Kazemaru just to help showcase Swire's S1. But outside of Folnik, we have Corcus, which is a really good option. We have Kaltit, which is not the best option because she just heals herself in monster. And we have Heidi, but she doesn't really do the best with healing. And there's self-sustain ops like Mountain, but he only heals himself, so it doesn't really matter. But Swire Alter is a really good pickup if you can't bring Corcus to a map. The only issue is, since we don't have Vanguards, it's going to be hard to gain a lot of DP if we're going to be deploying Swire early. That's the only downside with Swire, but once she's on the field, she basically stays on the field forever until you run out of DP, because that second talent really helps her stay on the battlefield. And even if she's just tanking shots, not doing damage, she can do that as well. Like, her kit was basically designed just to stay on the battlefield as long as possible, being able to support or deal damage while on the battlefield, and then usually you would want to retreat her. Like, it's not usually the best just to keep her on the battlefield, especially in a Feline Knight's end where we don't have Vanguards, but this is not really a skill that I don't think a lot of you will use, since a lot of people will be using healing defenders and medics already, but it's a skill option to have it. But this skill, the second skill, is probably what everyone's going to go for. She has a Saga S2-like range with her champagne bombs. She can hold up to 5 at once, and they deal physical damage and slow for 2 seconds on M3, which is pretty cool actually. You'll see it showcased right here very shortly, but can be deployed on any deployable ground tile, which is great. And if any operator, or if it's like a non-deployable one, it won't place on any of the tiles. But yeah, as you can see here, it's pretty good as well because the slow is actually not too bad, especially in a Feline Knight setting, because we don't do too much when it comes to stalling. Most of our damage comes from arts with the amount of casters we have, but being able to slow is really good, and the amount of damage that comes out is really nice. And she could stockpile up to 5, which is great. Which means like she can consistently be putting bombs on one specific tile if like you have a operator in front of her or behind her or something like that, to help like take the enemies. However, I will say though, the enemy has to be on the center of the tile. If it's like on the exact edge, it won't work. So having an operator like Cliffheart might work well with like helping with that, or like anyone with like a good push. But yeah, I do think that this is the best skill, good bread and butter skill in my opinion. But yeah, here you'll also see talent 2 be kicked in here in a second. As you can see, she's low in health. Normally you would want to cheat her so that she doesn't die, but her talent makes it so that basically she heals back up. Here we go. She does take like 5 DP and then it increases in a double afterwards, but should be fine if you have DP stockpiled up. Last but not least, we have skill 3. Now this isn't the best showcase for skill 3 because it doesn't utilize the push and it doesn't utilize the full stacks of the physical damage that it can bring out, because she can hold up to 10 coins, and I only got it to get up to like 5 coins before the boss went back up into levitation mode. So if you want another video of me showcasing S3, let me know in the comments any stages. I might do a Crown Slayer one because that's fun. But yeah, her S3, I'd say it can output a lot of damage at once. But obviously this isn't the best showcase, so unfortunately we can't really showcase it that well, but in the future, hopefully I can showcase it to you guys really well. But yeah, that's about it for the showcase for Swire Alter. I'll be doing a lot more clears with her, and I'm really glad to have her on the team. Having another strong physical damage dealer is really nice. Helps balance out the amount of casters we have and arts damage we have. So yeah, that's about it. Hope you all are polls going well. I'll try to do my best to make more videos soon, but I'll see you guys later.